Hi, everybody. My name's Jacqui Preugschat, author of Tessa's Books of Elegance. Welcome to Word on the Street, where I interview other authors about their creative works. And today I'm interviewing Rene Michele. Now, Rene is an award-winning author, transformational trauma coach, child abuse prevention advocate, speaker, author, and consultant. In 2019, her memoir, Battle Scars Are Beautiful, From Victim to Victory, was published and has now reached 4 out of the 7 continents around the world. And she's also received endorsements from law enforcement, psychotherapists, first responders, war veterans, mental health advocates, and fellow survivors. Welcome, Rene.
Jacqui, nice to be here.
Thank you so much for coming along. It's great to see you. Now, I know I've actually bought your book and I just thought it was absolutely brilliant, absolutely loved it. And I've lent it to a friend and I couldn't get it back in time for the interview, but it's just amazing. I really loved reading it. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So tell us a bit about what people can expect to gain when they read your book.
Yeah, it was definitely intended for people that had been through adversity and felt broken, felt alone, felt isolated. It is a book of hope. It's a book of inspiration and motivation. And to just really remind people that it does not matter how many times we fall down, it's how many times we get back up, right?
That's
and
so
we
true.
can hide these things and we can feel shame, but really they can be turned around to become our greatest strength.
Yeah, after reading your book and then looking at you now and what you've done and achieved, it's completely inspiring. Absolutely loved it. And I can see why you named it From Victim to Victory, because just to live that victorious life, you're doing it and you're telling other people it's possible, which is absolutely wonderful. Yeah. So what made you actually decide to write the book in 2019?
It was very coincidental. I'd always wanted to write a book. It was one of those big dreams that I had, never thinking it would actually eventuate. And I was introduced to Ocean through a mutual friend. And we just got talking. And the moment that I spoke to Ocean, within 30 minutes of talking to him, I was like, it's now or never. I need to do this. There's no reason to hold back. Let's just get it done. And we did. We just began.
That's fantastic. Yeah, when I met Ocean too, it was very much like that. I just knew that it was the right publisher to go through. And that's wonderful. So how long did it actually take you to write the book? Because it goes right back to.
It does. And, at first I thought, how am I going to fit 44 years into this book? But once I started, Jacqui, it was this massive brain dump, I call it, which only took 30 days. I said to Ocean, give me a year. Because I was working full time and he's like, yep, that's fine. Within 30 days, I had this very rough, raw manuscript. And that's why the editing phase is what took all the time, because chronologically speaking, that's how I've told my story. So while it was just getting it all out for the first time I'd ever done that, it was the formatting and getting it to flow and be the beautiful book it is today that took the time.
My 30 days, that's just absolutely phenomenal. That's incredible. So what is the one message that you would want others to take away from your book? I know it's be an individual thing, but for you personally, because I had my goals when I wrote my books, I had a goal of what I wanted people to take away from reading them. So what was yours?
Mine was very much to save lives, but by doing that, it was by placing value on every single human that is breathing air in their lungs and letting them know they weren't alone, that they didn't have to suffer in silence, that there is so many people out there now waiting to support and walk through the fire with people that have been through such prolific trauma. And it was really just to say, hey, let's start putting our hand up and speaking about these things so that we can walk this journey together.
So wonderful that I think more and more people are speaking about it now, and it's just not a hidden topic. It used to be such a hidden topic, but now it's all coming out in the open, which I just think is so important for the healing process.
It is.
So yeah. So what was it like when you held your book, when you actually held it for the first time and saw it going, wow, my name's on this book and here it is.
It was very surreal, and we had it organised to be a lot sooner than it was, but it actually happened at my book launch. So Ocean and Flash were carrying boxes in. I've got a room full of people and it's all set up. We're about to go. And I opened the box and I was like, oh my gosh, here it is. Okay, let's go. So after the event, when I really got to sit there and hold it, it was a beautiful moment of pride, not in me, but in what had been created to give to the world.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Excellent. Well, I never knew that you received that at your book launch. That's amazing. So if you have received any criticism, how do you handle that criticism?
Since the book has come out, I haven't received any. I'm not saying that there isn't some out there. They just haven't sent it to me. The one time I did receive criticism was during the endorsement phase, when we send out our book and say, hey, would you're someone that I respect, would you have a look at this and possibly endorse it? And it came back from one particular person and I was reeling. They basically told me not to write it. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I was in Bali when I received that email. So I quickly wrote to Flash and Ocean going, oh my gosh, have I done something wrong? And we sat down and worked through it as a team, as ORP are amazing at doing. And since then, since we just agreed, no, that we're happy with this and we're forging forward, it's been nothing but 5-star reviews, and then receiving that book award, Reader's Favourite, yesterday was really confirmation. Thank you. But it was confirmation that we knew what we were doing and we just had to believe in ourselves and trust the process.
That's excellent. That's great to hear. So what would you recommend other authors do to market their books?
Never stop.
Yeah.
From the moment you decide I'm writing a book and you put that in writing and you whatever you, that's when you start marketing. It never ends. And whenever you do, no matter what you put out there, from a post to a conversation, remember your brand and your reputation is being reflected in that. So just don't stop. Keep talking about it. Keep sharing.
Yeah, that's really good advice. That's what I found. Because if you stop, nothing happens. Nothing happens. So you've got to keep going. You can't rest on the last amazing thing that happened. You have to keep going. Yeah, absolutely. So what was the best money you've ever spent as a writer? Because I know I hear about people, I've spent money on, ads, this and for Facebook and other things like, all sorts of things, but they're not all, productive, and they don't all produce the results that you want. So what's the best money you've ever spent?
I have to be really honest and say the best money I spent was in the writing process, taking on every mentor opportunity and module with ORP, because I wanted to write a book that not only was I profoundly proud of, that really taught me something, how to write, how to format, how to show, not tell, and really create something that created a visual picture and moved people when they read the book. So everything that Ocean and his team offered, I'm like, yep, I'll do that. Yep, I'll do that. And I just wanted to be that sponge. So it was hands down the reason it's doing so well today is because I opened myself up to all that learning.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I did the same because I was in sales for many years, but it's completely different marketing a book. And so when you get the experts in doing it, it makes such a difference. So yeah, that's excellent. So what does success mean to you personally?
Success means to stay aligned with my vision and don't lose my integrity in the process. So if I can lay my head on the pillow every single night and say, yep, I acted with integrity today, I worked with aligned people and stayed true to my own values, that to me is true success.
That's awesome. Yeah, I actually knocked back an interview about a year ago and I was like, I really need this interview though. This would be great. It's in another state of Australia. But I just couldn't do it because it just didn't line up with what you were saying about values.
Doesn't feel right, stay away.
Yeah, that's good. That's very concise and quick. That's true. So what inspires you every day, Rene?
Hands down, my kids, and I know it's so cliche, but I'm a single parent. I've raised those children to be amazing human beings, but my daughter's 19 now, my son is 16. They're practically raising themselves now, and they're doing such a stellar job. I look at myself at 19 and 16, drug addicted, practically homeless, in violent relationships, and they couldn't be further from that. So every single day when they just nail this thing called life and they do it with such kindness, and just such strength, they truly are my inspiration.
So if you could tell your younger writing self anything, what would it be?
Journal. Write down your thoughts, your feelings, what you go through. I had nothing like that. So when it came to writing, I was like, oh my gosh, that would have been so amazing. Just tell people.
That's really excellent, because back then you think, well, I'll never be an author, or it wasn't even on my radar, or I didn't even think about it. But if that finally happens, you go, oh, all those notes would have been handy.
Yeah, your memory changes. So yeah, it's helpful.
Yeah. So is your book available on ebook and audio book?
It's an ebook, absolutely, on Google Play and Amazon. Yes.
And are you thinking about doing an audio book? Or?
I would love to do an audio book down the track. It is definitely on my bucket list.
And are you thinking of actually narrating it yourself?
Yep.
Yeah, no, that's good. I think that's great.
That's why it's still a to-do. I think it's for an autobiography. I couldn't imagine doing it any other way.
So what projects are you working on at the moment? I mean, I know you just received another award as well, a Speakers Award.
Yeah, well, I've just been inducted into the LLC Speakers Life Association of America as one of their accredited speakers. So that's exciting, because I do have a large audience in the States, which is awesome. But I've just launched my brand new coaching program, my one-to-one coaching program called The Power Within. So that's exciting. And I'm about to start having a documentary filmed in 2 weeks as well, sharing my story via another vehicle and platform. So that's really exciting too.
Phenomenal news. When I read that, I was like, oh my gosh, a documentary. That's just awesome. You must be just very so excited. Yeah.
I'm very nervous, but hey, love a challenge.
And you must wake up thinking, what's going to happen today?
I can't wait. I wake up going, come on, bring it.
That's excellent. So besides all that, have you got any other plans that you can reveal for the future, or is it all it's still top secret?
It is. Apart from, look, I'm really dedicated to building up my speaker presence. So my speaker profile and getting more in-person events is absolutely my focus. I love coaching individual women, but being a voice for the masses and being able to create transformation in a room full of hundreds really, really excites me. So that's where I'm working towards, and when I have things to announce, you guys will be the first to know.
Also, we'll have to watch this space and just wait. Yeah. So where can people find you if they want to buy your book and get coaching and other things?
Sure.
Yeah.
So my website, just renemichele.com, kept it very, very simple. It's Rene with one E, Michele with one L. Thank you, Dad. And then I have socials all under the same name as well: Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram.
Fantastic. That's excellent. Thank you so much for today. Thanks for coming to Word on the Street. I really appreciate it. It was really awesome to talk to you. And watch this space, everybody. Rene Michele. Thank you.
Thanks, Jacqui. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. How do I press stop? Pause. Stop.